The hidden cost of cheap website builders. The math nobody does. You think your website costs $16 a month. That is what the marketing says. That is what your bank statement shows. But the moment you make a sale, you start paying a quiet success tax. For most creators, that hidden fee grows into thousands of dollars a year. They don't send you a bill, they just take it directly out of your revenue. Software companies bet that you will never actually run the numbers. Today, I'm going to show you the math buried in the fine print. We're going to look at the exact break-even point for Squarespace. I'm not saying Wix or Squarespace are bad. I'm saying cheap tools stop being cheap when your sales start working. And the reason most beginners miss it is because they compare monthly prices instead of business costs. Here's exactly where new operators get trapped. You go to the pricing page, you see Squarespace for $16, you see Shopify for $29. If you're on a tight budget, the choice looks obvious. 16 is less than 29. But this is a dangerous way to evaluate business software. SaaS companies know you're watching your monthly expenses, so they lower the monthly rent to get you in the door. But they make the money back by taxing your gross revenue. Think of it like a toll booth on a highway. You didn't pay much to get on the road, but every time a customer drives past, you owe them again. That's the trade most beginners miss. You're not just choosing between a $16 plan and a $29 plan. You're choosing between a predictable, fixed cost and a variable penalty that grows every time your store works. And the real damage doesn't happen when you build the site. It happens when you process your first transaction. And this is where beginners get tricked by the wrong scoreboard. They think they're saving $13 a month, but they're not measuring what happens after the customer pays. A cheap platform only looks cheap before revenue enters the system. Once money starts moving, the question changes. It's no longer, how much does this website cost me per month? The better question is, how much of every sale do I actually keep? That's the operator question. Because revenue is not profit. A $100 sale doesn't mean you made $100. You still have product costs, payment processing, refunds, taxes, advertising, email tools, apps, labor, fulfillment, customer support. So when a platform takes an extra percentage off the top, it's not taking from some imaginary pile of free money. It's taking from the same margin you need to survive. That's why small fees are dangerous. They look harmless on the pricing page, but they compound across every sale, every month, and every customer. And once you understand that, the Squarespace math starts looking very different. Let's look at Squarespace first. If you sell physical products on their basic plan, they charge a 2% transaction fee. If you sell digital products or courses, the penalty can jump to 5%. And that's on top of standard credit card processing. Now, let's run the exact math on a digital product business. The Squarespace Core plan costs $23 a month. Shopify Basic costs $29 a month. The price difference is only $6. At 5% fee, it only takes $120 in sales to cover that gap. That's $4 a day. Even with physical products, the break-even point is only $650 a month. That's about $21 in sales a day. Past that point, the cheaper plan stops being cheaper. Every dollar beyond the break-even point keeps feeding the platform. You're giving away margin without necessarily getting more business upside in return. And this is where most beginners misunderstand the trade. Squarespace isn't just charging you to host the website, it's charging you when the website works. But Squarespace isn't the only one collecting a success tax. Squarespace taxes the sale. Wix waits until you build recurring revenue. Now let's look at Wix. Wix has a different trap. It's not always about the basic product sale. It's about what happens when your business matures. Many creators eventually realize they need recurring revenue to survive. One-off products are an endless hustle. Subscriptions, memberships, and monthly plans are how you stabilize the business. You build a loyal audience, you create the offer, you retain the customer. And every month, that revenue comes back. That's the dream. But if you build that recurring model on Wix, you need to read the fine print. Wix uses a feature called pricing plans to handle subscriptions, memberships, and recurring payments. Depending on your exact setup, additional percentage-based fees can apply on top of standard payment processing. And that matters because recurring revenue is supposed to be your safest money. It's the revenue stream you fought hardest to build. You're the one creating the content. You're the one serving the members. You're the one keeping customers engaged month after month. The software is mostly running a saved credit card. So when a platform takes a percentage of that recurring revenue, it turns your most valuable asset into a leaky bucket. Imagine 100 members paying $50 a month. That's $5,000 in monthly recurring revenue. Now, every extra percentage taken by the platform is not just a fee, it's a royalty on your customer retention. And that's the exact opposite of what an operator wants. This is why serious businesses eventually migrate. They don't leave because the drag-and-drop builder stops working. They leave because the underlying unit economics stop making sense. Once you understand that, the decision stops being about website design and starts being about unit economics. When you stop looking at software as a monthly bill, you start looking at it as infrastructure. So let's look at the alternative. Let's look at Shopify. Shopify Basic is $29 a month when billed annually. That looks like a larger upfront commitment than the basic plans on Wix or Squarespace. But here's the mechanism that protects your profit. If Shopify Payments is available to you and you use it, Shopify doesn't charge an extra platform transaction fee on those orders. You still pay the standard credit card processing fee. Everybody pays that. But Shopify isn't taking an additional percentage cut of your gross revenue just because your store is working. That matters. When you scale to $5,000 a month, your platform subscription cost stays predictable. When you scale to $10,000 a month, your platform subscription cost stays predictable. That's the difference between rent and royalties. A fixed monthly platform cost is rent. A percentage of your gross revenue is a royalty. And if a platform takes a percentage of your gross revenue forever, you need to ask a simple question. Why am I paying a royalty to a software company? You built the audience, you created the product, you earned the customer. You should protect the margin. The slightly higher sticker price is not the problem. It may actually be the shield that protects your profits as you grow. So, when exactly should you make the switch? If you're building a weekend hobby site, stay where you are. If you're not trying to scale, those cheap starter plans may be perfectly fine. But if you're building a real business, you need to stop thinking like a beginner and start thinking like an operator. You need a platform that charges you for the tool, not for your success. I don't care which logo you use. I care whether the math works. Because once revenue starts moving, the wrong platform can quietly tax every sale, every product, and every month of growth. So run the numbers yourself. Check your current sales volume. Look at what you sell. Physical products, digital products, courses, memberships, subscriptions. Then calculate your actual break-even point. I've linked a Shopify trial below. Yes, it supports the channel if you use it, but the real point is this. Test the numbers against your own store. See what zero platform transaction fees can actually do for your margins, and stop paying a penalty for succeeding.